Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of the greatest of all time, TJ and MJ. Spend your dollar or save your dollar movie review. Come on in and listen to what we gotta say about the movie of the day. Woo! It's ready to roll! Let's rock!
What is crack-a-lackin', people? What is crack-a-lackin'? I am back again, once again, and myself, TJ and
MJ.
Spend your dollar or
save your dollar
movie reviews. And today we got some juicy stuff for you. Okay, we got some juicy stuff, but it's good and it's bad at the same time, and so forth. Because, woo, we got taken for a roller coaster ride, did we not, Boo?
Yeah.
We got taken for a roller coaster ride. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what this is, we always get on here. We do our movie reviews on whether it be a TV series, like, streaming series, movies, entertainment, all that kind of stuff. And we give you the real deal. Do you spend your dollar or do you save your dollar? I'm going to let you know if you should save your dollar or spend it. And we're going to do that right now because today's series is, babe, what is the movie, the TV series?
Pennyworth.
Pennyworth. Okay. We are talking about a TV series that actually MJ and myself just caught wind of. What was it, a couple weeks ago, was it? Maybe a week ago?
Yeah, about there.
About a week ago or something like that. Mm. We just got wind to it. We found out, I seen it before, but I just never paid attention to it, for HBO Max. It has 2 seasons out right now. So we got onto it. After season,
it came out a while back, but it just started showing on HBO Max.
That's right. It just now started showing because I believe it was on another network at first. Then they moved it over to HBO Max.
Yeah,
and everything. And yeah, so if you got HBO Max, you could check it out and so forth. The show is all about the backstory of Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's butler, or
right.
The Wayne and the Wayne's butler, Alfred, and everybody knows who Alfred is. He was like the guy that technically always watched over Bruce as he was growing up after Bruce lost his parents and everything.
Pretty
much
right, raised him, right?
Yeah, he pretty much raised him and so forth. So I mean, Alfred's always been in all the Batman series movies that you've always seen. In the latest one, he's in it too as well. They actually go into a little bit of of his parents. As we said in the last review, when we reviewed the movie The Batman. Of course, that one got cut short because I didn't. My time thing wasn't correct on my on my podcast. But anyway, so Alfred is. There's always been a mystery behind Alfred, and actually, they say some of the people that were behind the TV series that came out a while ago, Gotham, and everything. Went off to create this one here, Pennyworth, and whatnot. They say it's not completely tied into Gotham, but some of it is. So I don't know what they're trying to say. It's still in that kind of same world, but I'm starting to wonder now if it actually is now and everything, because Gotham actually has Bruce Wayne. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as we're about to find out some other craziness and everything.
Well, it is a crazy show.
The show is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. This show is like raw. Like, you didn't know Alfred was this freaking raw. I mean, you heard stories about Alfred, and Alfred, like in the Gotham series, you did get to hear a lot of his past, some of his stuff that he talked about with Lil Wayne and so forth. And you knew Alfred was a badass at some point. He even talked about his time being the SAS, which was kind of like an elite soldier for the British Army and everything, almost like a Navy SEAL kind of Green Beret kind of vibe. So Alfred, that's his background starts with him as a young man at about 26 and everything. And he has his comrades, that are with him in the show. And, both of his comrades, this one brother and this other English cat who I think is actually Scottish, Danny Boy. Mm-hmm. There's Danny Boy, and then there's
they all served in the war together.
Yeah, they all served in the war. The show just goes into so many cool things on how all these characters came about. You got Martha, who was Martha Kane at the time. Then you have Thomas Wayne. Obviously, we all know who Thomas Wayne is. That's Batman's father. But Martha becomes, his mom, obviously. And then you got Martha, you got Thomas in there, the Waynes. Before they actually even become a thing, they're in there. So you're seeing the tie-in in this show on how all these people met, how Alfred met Thomas Wayne, how they all became a thing. They even got Lucius Fox in there, the guy who comes up with all the gadgets and stuff for Batman. If you notice, they had Lucius Fox in Return of the Batman. I think it was Return of the Batman or something like that. Morgan Freeman played Lucius Fox and everything. The guy they got playing in Lucius Fox in this one almost looks like he'd be a young version of Morgan Freeman, actually, if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
And everything, Mm-hmm. So they're all young. And so forth. And you get to see what makes this show so cool is how they all come together and because most of them, none of them liked each other at the beginning. Am I correct, Boo? Like I would say,
didn't like who?
I would say freaking Wayne really didn't like Thomas. Alfred wasn't really good friends with Thomas Wayne. He wasn't really good friends with Martha. He wasn't good friends with mother frickin',
yeah, not in the very beginning, but...
Not in the very beginning. You see...
But they kind of team up and work together.
Yeah, it's almost like a kind of because there's this war going on. That's been happening between the Raven Society and the English League, something like that. Now, the English League is supposedly supposed to be what England is today, but the Raven Society was kind of almost like a communistic version of Hitler's flow, almost, if you think about it, But they act like they were the ones that are the ones for freedom and all this craziness. You get to meet Alfred's parents in this. And so, you get to see who his parents were, how they were, how Alfred becomes kind of how he is, the show just takes on a whole new world in the DC comic flow.
Yeah, and it's a really good show.
Yeah. I mean, what would you say, like one of the things that really dragged you into the show, Boo, that kind of grabbed you?
Oh my gosh.
That made you kind of want to just keep watching. Because at first we were going to watch this. We were like, But then we started watching it and stuff started kind of like.
It just keeps moving. Like there's a lot of action. The story, it's really good. I don't know. It was really well put together. I just like the rawness of it. Like they just. Yeah. It's just crazy. I can't even explain it really where it's getting.
Yeah, it does get crazy. I
can't find the words.
And it gets people. This show ain't for kiddies. It ain't for kiddies. Because they got all kinds of nudity and all kinds of sexual into it. Because this period is taking place in the kind of like the mid 60s. Mm-hmm. When all this is going down. It's there's all kinds of just like sexual innuendos going on throughout this show, and the show just I guess what happens with this show is every time you see a new show, it just gets deeper and deeper. Mm-hmm. And then it makes you want to see how the relationships between all these people become more closer and closer, because these are the people that you realize are part of the Batman universe, and everything too. But this is when they're all young, before Bruce Wayne is born and everything, how the Waynes got together, how did Martha Wayne and how did Martha Kane get together with Thomas Wayne?
Their characters in the show is crazy.
Oh,
they're like such I don't know. They're
such.
They're always like fighting with each other.
Yeah, man, we kept saying, how the hell did these two ever get married?
Yeah, I didn't see them together at first.
Yeah, you couldn't see them together at first. Even Alfred had a little something almost with Martha, at one point. So you're like going, okay. But every time you start, the show just surprises you with a lot of different things. You go, oh, snap. Oh, no, they didn't go there. Okay, that makes sense. Even the Waynes, how Thomas Wayne and Martha get together in the end makes sense because they explain how they almost have like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Remember that? That's kind of like what they had. They had a love-hate relationship, and that's what made them like each other so much.
Yeah.
And Alfred is just, man, Alfred is just badass.
He's crazy.
He's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, you see a side of Alfred.
He has no fear. He's just like
no fear. This guy is like, he lives like he wants to die. Mm-hmm. He does not give a shizzle and everything. It's like, I'm like, dadgum, no wonder he was able to teach Bruce so much, dude. Because if you all know, in the original flavor, Alfred teaches Bruce how to fight. He teaches Bruce how to be the badass that he is. And after seeing Pennyworth, you can see how he was able to teach Bruce this type of combat. Because he was badass. Alfred was no joke. And unlike Batman, Alfred killed motherfuckers. He will take you out in a second, dude. He didn't give a flip.
Yeah.
And I thought one of the star people in this show, though, was the chick that played Betty.
Oh man, she is what a good character.
Oh my gosh,
crazy.
The actress that played her,
than Alfred.
She's crazier than Alfred. Yeah, I would have to say she is freaking. She
don't get on her bad side.
Do not get on her bad side because she'll clock you before you even know it. She'll clock you. You won't even see it coming. She'll pop. What the frick just happened there? It's like
she's very entertaining. They could do a show just on her.
Yeah, they could. They could just do a show just on her. Which
do a spin-off on her.
Do a spin-off on her. If you guys want to put more women into some cool shows, do a spin-off on her. She would be perfect.
Her and her crazy sister.
Her and her crazy sister.
Even though her sister's got more.
Yeah, a little bit more, but her sister's crazy though. Her sister got a secret side of her.
Not as crazy as Bet.
Yeah, but Bet's just out in the open with it. She's out in the open with it. Her sister's more secretive with it and everything. But you'll see how she gets introduced into the show in the very beginning and everything. This show is a roller coaster, you guys. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Now. I'm telling you all the things that I love about the show. This show had me all the way until they screwed it up in the very end. The finale.
Season 2?
Season 2, peoples. It was good all the way through season 2 to the last episode.
Are you going to do a spoiler alert?
Oh, no, this is a spoiler. I'm letting people know this is a spoiler. People, let you know right now, if you don't want to know the end of this thing, this is a spoiler, but this is the one that's going to tell me, this is the one that's basically making, because they're coming out with a season 3. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as I loved season 1 and 2, really enjoyed it. I'm more than likely not going to watch season 3. And it's because,
why is that, TJ?
Well, I'm about to tell you, babe. The finale.
Is it the last scene when they show Martha going into labor as the war is going on?
As the war is going on. Bombs hitting.
Around them.
Okay, all this craziness is going on. Thomas Wayne and Martha are finally married. They get married in the very towards the end, right? And everything's looking great up to that point. Martha's now she's pregnant. It's 6 months later. She's like 7.5 months pregnant now, and there's big wars going on towards the very, very end and everything. And she goes into labor. She was getting ready to go back out to Martha was crazy too.
Yeah,
was Martha crazy? This woman always wanted to go out and fight and do combat. She's 7 months pregnant, talking about she's gonna go out and fight. And then Wayne is like, "Come on, no, girl, you ain't going out there." And next thing you know, her water breaks.
No, she wasn't even thinking of her.
She wasn't thinking about the baby.
Yeah, just.
I'm like, no, I gotta go save her. Like she's just as crazy as freaking Alfred's dad and everything. Don't care about nobody but the freaking cause and so forth. So She willing to freaking risk her and her baby's life. So that just shows how crazy she was. Which in the movie, the new movie, The Batman, they kind of go into a little bit of backstory on the Waynes and everything. And remember how they said that Martha was put into Arkham a couple times because she went crazy.
You mean an asylum?
The asylum, yeah, Arkham Asylum.
Oh, Arkham.
Yeah, they said that. Remember, he found that information on them and stuff like that, and on Wayne, which we kind of find out in Pennyworth why the Waynes were kind of crazy. in a way, because they, Wayne, you find out Thomas Wayne was in the CIA and all this kind of crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
But Martha was she was just another one of them, just Looney Tunes. But so she's having her, I want you guys to know, we're just going to go ahead and this is the big news moment right here. This is the big break right here. This is the big one. Okay. So if your ears don't want to hear this, okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So let's do it. Okay. So she's having the kid. She finally has birth. The nurse finally brings the baby, and it's at the very end of the show and everything.
Yeah,
all this stuff. The last scene. She brings the baby over. Yeah, it's almost pretty much the last scene. Mm-hmm. She brings the baby over in a little blankie and everything. They give it to the Waynes. They're all happy and giddy. Mm-hmm. And she says, "You have a brand new baby girl. Brand new baby girl, ladies and gentlemen." Yes.
We were like, what?
Welcome to the TJ.
Give it a moment. Give it a moment. Give it a moment.
Was this supposed to be a boy?
I don't know why. Wait, what the heck? I don't know why that was on.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
What'd you do?
I actually hit that thing right there. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I actually hit the local theme TJ&MJ song right there. I turned it off though, and everything. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, she has a freaking girl. Let that set in your guys' head for a moment. All right, this is around the period that Bruce Wayne is supposed to be born. No, these motherfuckers decide they want to change it up on everybody and turn it into a girl. So either they're trying to say, which they've been saying, and I'll read this one little piece of the article right here. If I can get to that. I have it already.
We're just wondering, why did they do that? Because
why?
Weren't they supposed to have an only child, and that's Bruce who becomes Batman? Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, if anybody knows the canon of Bruce of Batman, Bruce Wayne is an only child. He doesn't have any siblings. He didn't have any older brother or any older sister. And so forth, which brings us to wonder, why are they having them have a little girl and so forth? Are they trying to do it to make it seem like he had some secret sister and he doesn't know about it? They're trying to add to the canon. This is what this one guy says in this review here. At the end, he's talking about, while Martha was only a few months pregnant in the series' last episode, the final minutes of The Lion and the Lamb jumped 6 months forward in time. Half a year later, the war between English League and New Raven Alliance is still raging across London. Martha and Thomas, now a married couple,